You're listening to Season 3 of Celebrating Simple Life, the podcast. I'm Kimberly Evans, and I've been planning events, workshops, retreats, and socials for almost 20 years. After working with so many incredible clients and entrepreneurs, and personally experiencing hardship in life and business, I've discovered how powerful our mindset and purpose is in creating a life of joy and celebration while having a whole lot of fun along the way. Join me with a coffee or cocktail as I connect with inspiring leaders, entrepreneurs, tastemakers, and extraordinary people as they share their journey in life and business and how they are striving to live a life of purpose. Your fears and beliefs in yourself will be transformed as you work towards creating the best version of yourself from the inside out. You're in good company. Cheers to celebrating simple life. Today on Celebrating Simple Life, the podcast, I am giving a 2020 year in review and talking with you all about the ways that I plan to challenge myself in 2021. Now, I know that this almost sounds like an old record, all of us talking about 2020 and the way that this has been such a difficult year, and I don't want this episode to be that. I want this to be talking about the celebrations that we've seen this year and the ways that our life has been made better, and not to negate the hard stuff, because by gosh, this has been one of the hardest years of my life, and it started prior to the pandemic already. And so I just wanted to touch on that a little bit. So I honestly have felt this huge evolvement of myself, body, mind, spirit in the last few years. And part of it is definitely attributed to circumstances coming up in life that were unexpected and things that I would have never imagined having happened. And it's funny, I have been wanting to read the new Rachel Hollis book, didn't see that coming, and I received it for Christmas. And so I have started reading it now just in the past couple of days. And I feel like it is all of the thoughts that I've been having for the past couple of years poured out onto paper in a way that is a fresh perspective for me to actually understand clearer why I'm feeling the way that I am. And I would say that for any of you who value personal development and growth and being a better person tomorrow than you are today, that seems to bring upon even more challenges in life, because I feel like you become more in tune with what you actually want and what you actually need, even if that is the road less traveled. And I feel like the more growth and things that I've experienced in the last few years have come my way, the more I start to question things around me, the more I realize which relationships and activities and experiences do and don't need to be a part of my life. And that's hard. And I think when we grow, it's uncomfortable, and it's not only uncomfortable for ourselves, but it is uncomfortable for the people around us who know who we are or who we've been, people that are really close to us, people that are acquaintances, business associates, people that have a certain level of expectation as to how you've always been. It's uncomfortable for them to see you evolve and to know that the way they relate to you and the experiences they have with you are also changing and evolving, and what was once there won't ever be. Can you relate to that? I hope this is all making sense, because what I want for 2021 is I want this year to feel like taking steps towards clarity, wholeness, feeling like I can just be who I'm supposed to be and live more in the present and not feel like I'm trying to figure so much stuff out, but just let myself live and be and enjoy these small moments. And that has been something that has been incredibly hard for me always, my whole life. I don't ever remember a time where I just felt this sense of contentness about exactly where I am. I was often dreaming about tomorrow and dreaming about next year and dreaming about the next challenge or experience that would come my way. And that's all great. It has taken me to great places to have that type of temperament where change doesn't scare me. I'm excited for new things, and actually has probably made this past year a lot easier than maybe some people have found it, because change is hard for a lot of people. And I struggle with a lot of things in life, but change is not one of them. And so I've embraced it, and it's actually helped me feel freedom, this sense of change. And I think lowering the expectation that I have on myself, specifically, because my expectations are high for people around me as well as my own self. It carries over into me, and that has been a great thing for me, but also something that has made me often forget to celebrate these small little things. So the beginning of 2020, like all of you, I'm sure, I was doing exactly this. I was reflecting on the year we had before us and reflecting on what I wanted 2020 to look like. And I had big dreams of growing, celebrating Simple Life. I had only a few months of the podcast under my belt at that point, at the very beginning of the year, as I started the podcast in September of 2019. And I was super excited with how it was growing and what was going to become of it. I had big events that were planned for the year. I had the Shine Collective Summit that I had planned with co-founder Michelle Strawford, and we had big dreams of how this event was going to just come into the Saskatchewan market and do such great things for women in leadership and business owners, entrepreneurs, and women just ready to show up differently in the world and create experiences right here at home that often we had to travel far and wide to find. And when March hit, my entire business, like so many of you, not trying to isolate myself into this, but it was just gone. All of the contracts, all of the events, all of the projects, everything I had been working on were in an instant gone. And my brain immediately went into fight or flight mode, because I had to figure out, along with my business colleagues and associates and clients who I had these events planned for, it immediately fell into my lap to help protect them, to help protect their businesses, to help them grow, to know that I had skills and abilities that I could offer them in different ways that would help sort of fulfill what I was hoping to do for them through the events that they had booked me for, but to find new ways to show up and to help grow their business despite the fact that the world was literally closing. And I did that, and it was hard, and a lot of things did not go the way I anticipated them going. I lost clients because they had to take care of their own businesses, and they had to allot funds to different places than they were expecting because of the pandemic. And I completely understood, because I was in the exact same boat. And so I felt like I've been living in this last year of just always thinking further. What could I dream up that would help my business thrive during this time? How can I help business owners and entrepreneurs and people that are in a similar situation to myself? How do I help them show up and to not feel defeated? I've been event planning and marketing for businesses my entire adult career since 2003, and have always been able to self-sustain my entrepreneurial lifestyle, and have been fortunate enough to have a significant other who has had consistent income in jobs that he's worked hard for, and has been able to give our family the ability for me to be able to be self-employed amidst the fluctuating income and work hours and all of the things that come with owning your own business. So I do not take that lightly. And I know that there are a lot of business owners who do not have that second income to feel like they can rely on and can kind of make risky decisions because of it. And so I am very, very aware that that is a gift, and that is not something that is a regular for everybody. And so I've always just been able to have the confidence in moving forward in a business because of that. And so when this year hit and everything shut down, there was a period of time where, especially during the summer months, when it seemed like, okay, we've kind of gotten into the groove of this whole pandemic, but we all knew that there was probably going to be another wave coming in fall, and we weren't exactly sure how that was going to change things and force us to have to pivot in our life and business even further than we already had been doing. So the summer was great. And when fall hit and I decided that these curated content social events were sort of the next thing that I was going to use as a tool in my business to help other individuals be able to show up and share their story and grow in their own businesses, I was thrilled. I hadn't been that excited about something in a really long time, and it felt so good to be able to just be creative and dream something up and to share that, even though it was scary and I wasn't sure what the idea was going, how it was going to be received, or who was going to sign up for them. And I was so pleasantly surprised that this clearly was something that business owners and individuals were needing. They were needing to be given permission to show up in their business, and they were needing to ask for help in their business in ways that they maybe didn't know how, and to be able to receive photographs and to have an experience and connect with other business owners was absolutely magical for them and their business, and for me and mine. And it was just such a wonderful experience. And then as the pandemic kind of showed up again, and it instilled fear in a lot of people, and I knew for myself that the way that I was hosting these events were safe and careful, and I had other reasons why I had to be extra careful beyond wanting to protect anybody that was ever attending something that I was hosting. I never, ever want to put somebody in a situation that they are uncomfortable with, and made certain that being able to sign up was risk-free. You would receive a refund if anything ever came up. And obviously, with my daughter Cassidy having cystic fibrosis, our family has been in a state of extra caution and very aware of the ramifications that could come if we were in a situation where COVID would be present. And so it was disheartening to have sort of a lot of fear instilled in ways that kind of came back to feel like I was somehow putting people at risk or at danger for attending certain things. And there were some situations that came up that were uncomfortable, and where I was kind of challenged on my decisions and the things that I was doing in my business. And the beautiful thing that came out of it is that I had the opportunity to walk into some really uncomfortable conversations and be a part of testing myself and my own boundaries and my own personal development, and feeling so confident about the way that I was able to respond in a clear, calm, not defensive, just regular conversation way, the way that I wish more conversations were able to be had in this world, from personal situations to business, that it gave me a time to reflect and celebrate and realize that all of the hard things and challenges and things that have come my way in my entire life, not just this past year, that I am actually seeing how different, in a good way, a person I am able to be. And I've failed more times than I can count this year, living at home with my significant other working from home and my kids schooling from home from spring, including this now school year, has been eye-opening to recognizing what I need from a mental health perspective, in the space that I need, in the time that I need on my own, and the way that I show up for my family is better when I have those things. And so it has taken all of the things and all of the values and all of the things that I know I need to be sort of thrown right in my face, and to say, hey, here, accept this challenge. learn how to cope with these things in a way that is healthy and well. And so I have been relying a lot on my therapy and on my mindset exercises, and have had weeks where that has felt really great and weeks where I just can't do it. And I just don't know how to show up in a way that feels good and healthy. And I'm telling myself that that's just okay. And I feel excited for the things that I've learned and the way that I get to show up in 2021 because of what's happened in these past couple of months. So in October, my husband unexpectedly was let go from his job with no explanation and no lead up, and to this day has no idea what went on. And like I said earlier, that was our one sort of cushion in a time where my income has been not high this year based on things that were shut down, and we're fine. We are still living a life of more than what we need, and we are grateful. And it was just different. And so we had to make some pretty quick decisions. And my husband and I came into 2020 in a really, really difficult place in our life together. And our life has not been easy. And there have been extra things that have shown up in our world that have challenged every single piece and corner of our relationship. And we were already in a really difficult place when this pandemic hit. And I don't know if you have experienced hardships in relationships or friendships, family dynamics, marriages, relationships with your children, significant others, but that feels like it can consume everything over your world when relationships that are closest to you feel like they're not working. And my natural temperament in any situation is to be a fixer. I am a fixer, and I'm not an avoider. I don't try to sweep things under the rug. I don't try to create something when there's nothing there to be dealt with. I like to have honest conversations, and I would much rather just ask somebody something straight up and have a conversation about it than be inside my head wondering if something is wrong, or if I maybe did something that had hurt somebody, or be able to tell somebody when I have felt hurt and just hear their side rather than mull things around in my head and let it kind of build a story that isn't even really real. And I've been learning a lot being a part of the Shift Society. If you've listened back to an episode with my therapist, Julia Christina, a few weeks ago, I'm a part of her group, and it is all about mindset and about not wishing to change your circumstances around you, but figuring out how you show up in the circumstances that are around you. And not that you have to accept bad things that are happening, but accept and changing our mindset into recognizing that we always have a choice, and we choose what is in our lives and how we show up in it, rather than living in a why me, woe is me type of scenario. And so that has been really encouraging to be a part of a group where everybody is in a mindset of just working hard to understand their own circumstances. And it's just been so valuable to me to be a part of that community. So definitely check back on that episode if you haven't had a chance to listen to that one yet, because it is life-changing. But anyways, I have been doing a lot of work on this, and I have been really, really consumed by some of the relationship things going on in my world. And so in October, when my husband was let go from his job, it felt like I kind of went into this, again, fight or flight mode of, I have to do something to fix this. I can't rely on anyone else but myself to sort of make sure that my whole family is okay. And I made the decision that I was going to pretty much change every single angle of my business and accept a position with a company as their marketing coordinator. And it has been such an incredible decision for my life. And I would have never in a million years said at the beginning of 2020 that this is how my year was going to finish up. But again, things happen for a reason and opportunities present themselves. And had this opportunity presented itself at a different time, I might not have seen it. But I was open to possibility, and it was super nerve wracking because I have never not been self employed. I have always been on my own. So the idea of even applying and putting myself out there was really scary because I didn't even really know what to put on my resume. I feel like I have a lot of skills and abilities, but I wasn't sure how to even tackle the idea of putting myself out there in a sense of what can I offer another company. I know how I can work with my clients and help their businesses, and I tried to put myself in that mindset, thinking about this company being the same way, and it worked. And I cannot tell you how validating it felt to feel like I was able to secure a space within my family of just knowing that our finances were in order. Because let's be honest, we all need to feed our kids and keep a roof over our head. And it was scary to think that my income was super fluctuating and that my husband didn't have a job. And so this did feel like an act of I just need to make a decision, but this opportunity presenting itself couldn't be a better fit. And I'm just so happy that I get to kind of be a part of a whole different community. And I've already been able to connect my business contacts within this new role so much that I feel like I'm getting to do the same thing for a company that needs growth and needs to have a fresh perspective put on it. And that feels really, really exciting going into 2021. So the other piece of this all is I know that a big part of my mental health and feeling my best and having energy and my mood feeling happy and content and free of clutter and worry is a big part of my lifestyle. And I go through seasons of not putting my lifestyle first. We've talked about this before on the show. I am a emotional eater and love just letting myself not have quote unquote rules around these things. And I know that there needs to be some changes in my life because I have been able to tell that I just feel a sense of lack of energy. I feel a lack of motivation in certain areas of my life. And I want to be showing up for myself in the best ways. I want to be the best role model for my girls who are coming into their adolescence and looking to me as being a female role model in their life and how to live healthy and balanced and to give ourselves grace. And so I have a really exciting challenge that I am jumping on board with in January. And I know, don't roll your eyes. It's cliche for the new year, new you, all of that stuff. But it just happens to happen that this is the season that I need this. And I would love if you would come on board with this with me. This is really hard to sort of have this camaraderie and companionship and show up together right now with the way we aren't allowed to actually physically be together right now. And I am really needing encouragement and support, and I hope that I could be that for you as well. So I want to give you a little bit of background on the challenge that has presented itself to me from my dear friend Patty out of Winnipeg. And Patty and I met because we are both cystic fibrosis moms. Now, we are in different stages of life, and I think that's what makes this challenge so exciting because Patty's son with cystic fibrosis is the same age as me. And my daughter Cassidy is 12. So we are in different stages of life, but Patty is a well versed CF mom. She is a dietitian and nutritionist by profession for her career, and she has made it her life's mission to help others feel their best and to find ways to bring balance into their life that doesn't have to be to the extreme of feeling like you're ever depriving yourself or doing things that just don't feel like you. And anyone that knows me knows that I do not like to have restrictions and rules of telling me what I can and can't do. Just ask my family or my friends. And this is what made this so exciting for me. So, way back in 2004, when I had just gotten engaged to my husband, I was attending one of those bridal shows. Now, I laugh because I used to be involved with these in my business, and it was sort of one of those events that none of us ever really wanted to participate in, but kind of knew that we had to show up with the event industry we were in. And you would meet a lot of wonderful people and different things, but they were exhausting days, and you would just be sort of trying to sell people on things. And it just, I don't know, there was a certain level of uncomfortability about it. But I went to one of these shows with a friend of mine, and I was looking at all of the options of things for our wedding and meeting new people. And I came upon this company that I recognized because I had seen them on Oprah. Now, when Oprah still had her TV show, she would always have her favorite things. And she now continues her favorite things in her O magazine. So that's fun to follow along with, but really dating myself here. And that was a super fun thing to always see. What are Oprah's favorite things? What are the things that Queen Oprah, who I admire and respect so very much, what are her favorite things? What does she use in her life that exudes this joy and this authenticity and her just living her life in a way that I just admired and gleaned to be? And so one of the products that she used were Get Clean cleaning products for her home. So the company that I stumbled upon at this wedding show was Shackley with their Get Clean products. And I immediately recognized it because of seeing it on her show, and I was intrigued, and I was in the process of setting up our new house and getting things organized, and we lived in a really small condo when we first got married, and I just wanted to have a clean house and have products that were healthy. And this was like my first start of sort of having a significant other and just wanting to create this new little life. And I thought, you know what? I need to start this life. I need Oprah's cleaning products to clean my house. So I signed up for these products, and this is a whole nother story of how many of you have had experiences with companies where you sign up and then you can't help but feel a little bit of pressure that they want you to be engaged in their company beyond just being a consumer of purchasing the products, but they want you to also distribute the products and be a part of growing this business. Now, this is a whole story for a whole nother time, but part of why I am sharing this with you today is because my friend Patty, who is helping me with this challenge that I'm doing in the new year, her and I have had extensive conversations about this because I expressed to her upon talking about this challenge that it actually brought up some really uncomfortable feelings for me because I have had certain circumstances in life where I've had to have some really uncomfortable conversations with friends because the tactics that were used in their businesses made me feel pressured to do things in regards to selling or sign up for things that I really didn't want to do. And it turned me off to the products entirely, even if I really loved the products, because I wanted to just be a consumer. I wanted to buy the products, use the products, and order them again when I needed them, and to not feel that in order for me to use these products, I had to sign up as a distributor when all I wanted was to be a consumer. Are you with me on this? So, you know me, I like to just address things and say it like it is. So, I had this conversation with my friend Patty and I said, okay, I love these Shackley cleaning products. And to be quite honest, haven't ordered them for years because they last forever and I still have such a supply of them. And I don't even actually remember where I ordered them in the first place. But now, in the last 8 years, since meeting Patty and learning more about the Shackley products and realizing that not only do they have this awesome Get Clean line where I first saw on Oprah, they also have nutrition and beauty and all kinds of different products that I didn't even actually know existed. So I've been so happy with these cleaning products over the years, and I always wanted to make sure that the products that I was using in my home were things that were going to be healthy for my family. Cassidy having cystic fibrosis is obviously a whole nother line of concern, and making sure that the products that we're using in all areas are also good for her. So I was talking with Patty all about this, and in her amazing nutrition and dietitian expertise, as well as being the mom of a child with cystic fibrosis, she had similar concerns to myself as her kids were growing up years ago. And she also wanted to make sure that the things that she was doing for them was the healthiest and the best possible. So I chatted with her about this, and she let me know about this challenge that they are having that can be started at any time, but I have chosen to start this challenge in January. New year, and this is all going to be happening starting in the next week or two here. I am doing the Prove It Challenge. Now, like I said before, any of you that know me know that I do not like to be under parameters of being told what I can and can't do and what I can and can't eat. So if you are relating to me on this and you are having these same feelings, I would love nothing more than for you to join me, because I'll be honest, this really does feel like a challenge for me. However, I know that with the low energy that I've been feeling and just the general sense of blah. I can't describe it any more than blah. It's just a combination of COVID and not being able to do all the things I want to do, probably not making all of the right choices when it comes to health and exercise and food. All of these things combined, I just need a bit of a reset that feels sustainable, not a one-hit wonder where I'm trying to make my body do something that it's not supposed to do. So, on this Prove It Challenge, how it works is this is a 30-day challenge that I am doing. So there is opportunity to sign up for 30 days or to sign up for 2 months, 3 months, and beyond if you so choose. But I am starting with 30 days because I want to see what this is all about. And I am ready to do this challenge, and I am going to be documenting my journey on this challenge for the next month once I start in January. So if you are thinking you would like to join me in this and start at the same time that I do in January, that would be amazing. And there is a link in the show notes where you can click to order what you need for this right away so that it comes right to your doorstep and you can join me in this challenge, and we can be doing it at the same time and converse about it on Instagram and see what this is all about. And I am going to be giving you my honest feedback and results on this as to how I feel like this is. What has really intrigued me about this is that this is not one of those challenges where it's a quick, oh, how do I quickly lose weight? How do I feel better tomorrow? All of these things. What I am looking for is I want to make sure that every single thing that I am doing in my life is purposeful. And if I'm taking vitamins, I want to make sure that they are the right vitamins and that these things are making me feel my best. And I'm always ready to try something at least once in order to see how it relates to myself. So with this Prove It Challenge, having not had done this before, but getting ready to start it right now in the research that I've done on this, is it starts with a 7-day cleanse. And even hearing the word 7-day cleanse when Patty and I were talking about this almost made me say, okay, no, thank you. We're done here. However, I did my research, and because I know how much I love the cleaning products that I've used from here, I definitely knew that I wanted to give the nutrition side a try. So I want to feel more mentally and emotionally aware of what's going on around me. I want to eat healthy foods. I want to drink enough water and just experience my body feeling its absolute best so that I know that when I am making decisions in my life, in business, with my kids, with everything around me, that I am acting in my best self. So, in learning more about this 30-day Prove It challenge, there is an initial 1-week cleanse, which is different than other cleanses that I've heard of before, where it's actually a detoxing cleanse. It's kind of trying to eliminate the toxins that build up in your body and things that can be absorbed by your skin. We eat or drink toxins just based on the things that we're consuming. I know around Christmas time, there's more alcohol and more celebrating, and those can just kind of build up to feeling just not as great as you could normally feel. So the point of doing this initial cleanse is it kind of is a bit of a GI reset and balancing your blood sugar. And sugars is a bit of an issue for me. I enjoy my sweets, you guys. I do. And diabetes and heart conditions are one of the things in my genetics that run rampant in both sides of my family. And I need to be more aware of this, as well as the fact that cystic fibrosis has its own type of diabetes that is very often occurring in people with CF. And I want to make sure that I am being the example that Cassidy needs me to be in order for her to be eating and living life in a way that's most healthy and supportive of her having CF. So the goal of this cleanse is to support the GI system and just kind of giving it a little bit of a break from all of the things, especially around Christmas, that we've been consuming, and using key nutrients in fruits and vegetables to support this healthy gut flora. So the benefit of this is to just reset and be going into healthy habits so that the cravings and things going on in your body aren't what's dictating what we eat or drink. So this 7-day healthy cleanse is kind of actually recommended to be done once or twice a year. So this is going to be the first time that I do this myself now in January when I'm starting this. And I want you to know that this is a completely and totally honest review of this. Patty knows that I am going to just be sharing my honest insights as to how I feel about this. She is very pro these products, and I am also very pro these products because I've tried the cleaning ones and I love them so much that I believe that these nutritional products are going to be equally as amazing in a different way in our lives. So I would love if you would join me. And if you're thinking about this and knowing that you need to probably press reset on things in your own life, and you're feeling the tug and feeling that little nudge that maybe this might be the time to try it, this would be such a huge support for me as well, for you to join me in this. And the way that you can join in is you can comment on the most recent Instagram post that I posted when this episode airs, and comment on it and let me know that you want to join in. There is going to be a link in my Instagram bio to click right through to order your own Prove It challenge, and you order it right online. It comes right to your doorstep. Shipping and things have taken a little bit longer in Canada because of Christmas and COVID and everything just kind of being a lot more order online right now. So we just have to be patient to receive your product. But once it gets there, we can do this together, you guys. And I know it would be really, really beneficial to me. So stay tuned, because I am going to be starting this at the beginning of January. as soon as my product arrives, and starting with the 1 week cleanse. And after that, it's essentially taking vitamins and having a shake in a day along with a healthy menu. And there is tons of recipes and even challenges and things where you can win prizes and different things by joining the Facebook group that they have for this all. So connect with me on this. I will help get you set up because I want to feel better and I want you to feel better. And I know for 100% certain that when we are feeling our best, incredible things can happen in all other areas of our life that sometimes feel cloudy or hazy or hard to overcome when we just aren't feeling our best. So please connect with me on this. And I would love to hear what things you are hoping to either maintain or bring in or remove from your life in 2021 that is going to help kickstart this year and not only make the first week of January when we make all of these resolutions come to fruition, but also continue this on for the rest of the year, knowing that we're still in a bit of a unique spot in this world. And I think a lot is going to change in 2021. And we're just on the cusp of this. And we have the opportunity to have a fresh start, a fresh perspective, be in this together, and to know that you are not alone in anything that comes your way. And I would love to join up right now at the beginning of the year and just do this together. So thank you so much for tuning in today. And I look forward to doing the Prove It Challenge together. And I will see you on my Instagram stories to connect from there on how this is going to reset our mind, body, and soul for 2021. Celebrating Simple Life, the podcast, is a proud member of the Saskatchewan Podcast Network, which is supported by Connexus. Does money spark joy in your life or cause you stress? If you said stress, you're not alone. For 42% of Canadians, their biggest stressor comes from money. At Connexus, they care about your financial well-being. Money doesn't have to be stressful, and Connexus is here to help. The Connexus Money Talk blog provides expert advice, tips, and solutions for all life stages and events. Getting married, buying a house, budgeting, saving, they cover it all and more. And did I mention it's free? Check it out today at connexusmoneytalk.ca and start feeling confident and stress-free about your money. So I know that was a lot of information to digest, and I know that you're probably thinking, should I, shouldn't I? Is this just another one of those challenges that I'm not sure if I should sign up for? I'm not sure if I have the energy to really commit to something for 30 days. What if it doesn't work? What if it does work? How do I maintain this? And let me tell you, these are all of the things that I was actually asking myself as well, and continue to ask myself, but I've made the commitment. I have a support system around me. I have committed to doing 30-day Prove It Challenge, and I would love for you to join me. So click the link in the show notes or click through to Celebrating Simple Life on Instagram and click the link in bio to sign up for the Prove It Challenge directly, where everything comes directly to your doorstep. There is nothing to lose. You come on board, and the only thing we have to gain is feeling better, being more aware of what we are putting into our bodies, and recognizing what makes us feel our best. My amazing friend, Patty, who is a licensed dietitian and nutritionist, who is just a wealth of knowledge, is going to be with us every step of the way, helping us understand how these products affect our bodies and how they can make us feel our best. And I have such a good feeling that this is going to be such a turning point for my mental health, for feeling better physically and having more energy. And I just cannot wait to get started. So click the link, join me, and we are going to do this together. This show would not be possible without you. my incredible listeners. It would mean the world to me if you would subscribe to Celebrating Simple Life on Apple Podcasts or download and listen on Spotify, Google Podcasts, or wherever you choose to listen. If you really want to make my day, leave a review. These reviews, ratings, and sharing screenshots of podcast episodes that were engaging for you on your Instagram stories and tagging friends that you think should hear the episode too really helps the podcast grow. It makes me so happy that I often select reviews to read on the show, and if yours is chosen, you will receive a special gift from me. Thank you for being a part of my mission to connect stories of business and life. Cheers to Celebrating Simple Life.